Broadcasting live from Business Radio X. It's time for Coach the Coach.
Welcome to Coach the Coach, helping business coaches deliver more impact in less time. If you're a business coach and want to help more people make more money and own your backyard, go to brxteam.com. Lee, this is going to be a fantastic segment. Please join me in welcoming to the broadcast process architect and implementation specialist with My Clone Solution, Miss Brook Borup. How are you?
I'm fantastic, guys. How are you today?
We are doing well. And before we get too far into things, Brooke, do you mind talking about My Clone Solution? How are you serving folks?
Well, we're kind of the back office of most of your coaches, right? So we do all of the stuff that typical business owners hate doing. And we teach them to delegate, and we teach them to live in their superpower. That's where we go with almost all of this stuff. We're kind of like that amazing A-team that sits in the back. When the superhero needs us, we get called up.
And then is your work primarily on the operations so that the coach can focus on their specialty of coaching, and then you're handling all the stuff maybe they're not so great at?
In most cases, yeah. And it's for them, the coach, and also for their clients. So we love the operations part. We do a lot of data management. We do social media, LinkedIn, a lot of bookkeeping. Depending on the time of year is what people decide they want to call us in for. So really, we're automation and delegation specialists. We teach people how to automate and delegate away to a life outside of their business.
And is the pain that the coach is having, or is it primarily around if they look at their day, they're spending too much time on the stuff that isn't making them money, and they're doing, they're getting frustrated and maybe burnt out because they're spending a lot of the time on the stuff they're not good at and that isn't revenue generating?
Yes, very much so. And that's most business, right? So you do the thing that you do best, and that's what makes you the money. But all of the other stuff that you have to do in order to run a business, get leads, get clients, follow up, all of that, that is the stuff that they typically will start delegating to us.
So can you walk me through what's it like? Like if I stumble upon your website, myclonesolution.com, I go there, I set up, I guess, a first call or some meeting, or maybe it's all done online. What does that first conversation with you and your team look like?
It usually starts with a problem. Like today it might be, hey, Brooke, I need somebody to take care of my books for me because I'm just not doing it. Or tomorrow it's, hey, I had somebody build me a landing page, but I don't know how to make it actually work. Hey, Brooke, social media is a big problem for me. What can you do to help me? It usually starts with some sort of a question that somebody thinks they need to fix. And we can fix that one problem immediately, but really what we want to do is look at the big picture, because so many business owners, coaches, what they're doing is they're saying, hey, I've got a web guy. Hey, I've got an SEO guy. Hey, somebody told me I had to spend money on Facebook ads. And all of that money is going out, but there's no holistic plan in the business to make sure that you're spending that money wisely to get the time and ROI that you need out of it. So they're just throwing money at things saying, oh, this doesn't work now because I tried Facebook ads. But there was no strategy behind the Facebook ads to even make them work. So we like to dig into the business as a whole. Like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? How do you see this particular problem making an impact in your business, so that we can then develop a program around that? We work with some people on retainer. We work with some people on project basis. It really just depends how big their problem spans. And, I can work with somebody today and do a little project, and 3 years later, they're still calling me for projects.
And is there a typical point of entry, like the first project, or it could be any of the things you mentioned?
It's everything. Anything and everything that people hate doing or don't know how to do. And it's, like I said, every single call is different, there is no consistency in my business whatsoever. So it's a new thing every single day. And that's why my staff likes working with me, because it never gets boring.
So now I'm sure over the years you've worked with lots and lots of coaches and lots of small business people. Are you seeing any kind of common thread or a common mistake that these people are making over and over, where you're going, up, here we go again?
Being sold. That is the common mistake of all business owners across the board, is, going to their same networking meeting week after week after week, and somebody stands up saying, you need this. And they just keep hearing it. And so they're like, okay, well, apparently I need this. Here's my credit card. But they don't know what they don't know. So my job every single day is I'm combating ignorance. People come to me and sometimes I tell them more than what they want to know or need to know, but I also want them to be armed for the future. And there's one quick example of this. So there is a product out there that's free in the world called LastPass, like the last password you're ever going to have to remember.
Right.
And so that is the number one thing that I get people started on immediately, because I cannot tell you, I will have a call with somebody and they'll say, yeah, let's start working together. And all of a sudden I know every single credit card number, every single bank password. I know every password they've ever used. They're all the same. I can get it. I could, if I wanted to be a horrible, horrible person, I could ruin their entire life in that first phone call, because they just trust that I'm going to be amazing, which I am, but they just trust me with their entire life. And this is the first thing I do, is say, I don't want any of your stuff. Here's my LastPass. Go get it. Here's a training on it. Start sharing all your stuff in LastPass, because then I can get into what I need to get into. I don't have to know your passwords. And when you decide that this relationship is over, whether it's a week from now or 10 years from now, you can take back all of those passwords and I never knew them. And people are like, really? That can happen? And that's just a small example of the things that we need to start training people to protect themselves. Because too many times I just get sold into something and then there's no strategy behind it, because all I'm getting is whatever I was sold. It doesn't have any way to work into my business as a whole.
Right. So
it's wasted money.
Right. So then it might be a fine tactic, but if it doesn't make sense holistically in the whole overall marketing strategy, it really doesn't have a chance to work. Right.
And the number one thing that I hear with this and is Facebook ads. I have to run Facebook ads. And so they spend money and they're putting $500 a month or $1,000 a month into Facebook ads that they're running to their homepage of their website that has no call to action whatsoever. There's no Facebook pixel installed, so they're not capturing that audience. And there's nothing that they're actually selling except for their contact page. I'm sorry, if I have to click through 5 different things off of a Facebook ad in order to actually could be a conversion, you're not getting any conversion. And so that Facebook ad person that they hired did them a huge disservice in not educating them on how to be more productive and how to get more of an ROI on Facebook ads. All they wanted is their quick money. Here's my $1,500. I did what I told you I was going to do, and they're out. And that's not the way that businesses should work, but unfortunately, that's the way a lot of businesses work.
Now, when you're working with your customer, are you seeing that they want to believe, right? They have a desperation of wanting to believe that these solutions are that simple. And is some of your work in kind of managing the expectations that, look, Facebook's ads can work, having a good sales funnel can work. These are all things that could work if it's nurtured properly, and it's going to take time, but it's very difficult to just find some solution that's a flip a switch and now, your business is like an ATM machine and money just keeps coming in.
If it was easy, everyone would do it. That's the thing. And so, yes, I manage expectations a lot. We put plans in place, and I am a very easy person to work with, but I'm very strict. Because my business owners expect to get things out of me. They expect an ROI. They expect that things are going to happen, and I'm going to deliver on that all day long. But there's things that I need from you as the business owner or as the coach, and you need to be able to hold up your end of the bargain. So that's where I work with people the most, is the accountability. And, coaches, you have some coaches that understand, like, they really get accountability and they are just right on top of it. And then you have other coaches that, heck, I'm still waiting 5 months for one of my clients to get me something. And I contact her every week, and then I have another business coach that he's like, yes, I'm in. Give me my homework and make sure I stay on top of it. And, I like both because, hey, she'll come through at some point. But, him, I'm going to make an impact today.
Right.
And that's the goal, right?
Now, how'd you get into this line of work? Were you always kind of good at new technology and embraced this pretty quickly and started doing it?
Yeah, I enjoy technology and I learn quickly. So that's a key for me. But really, it's the common sense behind being able to see the roadmap and then be able to draw it for people. And some people can, see it in their head, but not be able to explain it. And some people just can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? But I can say, all right, based on this conversation, these are the things we can do. These are the steps that we can take. And these are the phases that we can do it in to make sure that your budget matches it. Because I only work with small business owners, coaches, entrepreneurs, because I got out of corporate for a reason. So I only work with people that are on a budget. And so I help with that. It's just one of those things, like, I don't like the fact that people just take advantage of people just because they have something to sell. I like to make sure that my people are in with me for the long run, because honestly, if I bring somebody on and they're with me for a month or two, that's wasted time for me. And I don't have time to waste. I like being productive.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to Coach the Coach, helping business coaches deliver more impact in less time. If you're a business coach and want to help more people make more money and own your backyard, go to brxteam.com. We've been visiting with process architect and implementation specialist with My Clone Solution, Brook Borup. Brook, Stone Payton here. I've been listening in on your conversation with Lee, and I have a question for you with regard to impact. How do you personally choose to define, measure, and ensure that you're delivering real impact for your clients?
My clients, the day that they come to me and they send me that email that says, this is amazing, I can't believe X, right? That is the aha moment. Every day that I can have an aha moment with a client is a day that I know I have made impact. I can't tell you that what I do is specifically related to an ROI, because with the operations and everything that we do behind the scenes, most of that doesn't have an ROI in business. But when it comes to the end of the day and the client is like, I just got this, or I just had this aha moment, or somebody came up to me and said, hey, they know me. Those are the types of things that when they come across, I know that I'm making an impact, and that's what I'm striving for every single day with all of our clients.
Well, I can tell you it's obvious that you find your work incredibly rewarding, and I sense that you sleep really well at night, that you know that you're doing some real good out there.
That was the goal from day one. So when I fired corporate America in 2013, I knew that I was going to make an impact for people that were trying to make an impact on our world. So that was, I come from a small business entrepreneurial family, and my family that I come from, honestly, are my worst clients, but they're the people that I strive to serve every day. You know, those entrepreneurs, those business coaches, the small business owners that are just trying to put food on the table, have a successful business for their family, possibly a succession plan, but really it's about putting shoes on children and making sure that people are living what they call the American dream. And they're not having to go and give somebody else their all every single day with very little reward. Because to me, that's what corporate America always was. And I need to have more of an impact than what I had in corporate America.
Good stuff. Well, Brooke, when you're working with your clients, and how quickly can they see some measure of results? Is this something where they start working with you and in 90 days, then they start getting hints that this is working? Or is this something that in a short period of time, you're able to say, hey, this is really taking a weight off my shoulders?
Well, honestly, depending on what they come to me with, they could have that result the same day. It just depends. You know, I will have people that will get referred to me because they were at a networking event and they threw their computer across the room and they were like, it's just not working. Call Brooke. You know, so little stuff can be just as much of an impact as the big stuff. Now, I have clients that I've been working with for 3 years. And those clients just have something new every day. I run 4 businesses on a consistent everyday basis where we're the back office. My latest retainer client, I met her back in June. I was doing a workshop up in New Jersey. She happened to be in the venue, heard me speaking, and booked an appointment for after the interview or after the workshop, and came on with me that day. And within a month, we had her entire online business automated. And the 2 admins that she had helping her were no longer relevant. Now it was time to actually go into sales mode rather than service mode. And they decided that they didn't want to sell. So they worked themselves out of a job by not wanting to do any sales. So we got salespeople, and now we're in sales mode versus service mode because our service mode is all automated.
And is that kind of how you structure your business? Like in some cases, you're helping them with customer service or client success. In other areas, you're helping them build a funnel and getting some leads come in. Are there, like, maybe you can share the different buckets that you work in for a customer?
So I would say when somebody asks me, what's the best referral for you? Because that's a networking thing, right? I'm like, refer me, but don't refer me. Just say, you know what? I think you need to talk to Brooke. Those are the best referrals for me. Because if you are in a business and you are sitting there and you are struggling with something, most likely I have somebody on my team that can help you with that. Or at least we can come up with a plan to eliminate that task altogether. You know, my goal is to have every single one of my clients living in their superpower so that they can do what they do best and we can do the rest. Like I said, I have some clients that come to me and say, just take everything. And then I have other clients that come and say, hey, Brooke, I need a PowerPoint. You know, so it really depends on what the pain point is for that business owner. And in most cases, I'm teaching them how to do business. I'm teaching them how to delegate. Once they start delegating, then they just keep getting rid of stuff. You know, and I tell them, they're like, I don't think I can delegate. I said, do you like cleaning your house? And they're like, well, no. I said, good, get a housekeeper. Once you get a housekeeper, then you can start delegating stuff in your business because you realize all the time it saves. Now, with most small business owners, the first thing that pops up is say, oh, I can't afford that. And so I combat that a lot. So when we combat that, we say, all right, how many things in your business can we automate? Because if we can automate, and I will tell you my magic number is 40%. So I can automate 40% of all of the tasks you're doing in your business on a day-to-day basis. When you have 40% of your time back, now you can go out and do some sales and actually get more clients because you have the time, right? Now we can learn to delegate. because that money that you just brought in is now can now be used for some delegation time, a part-time assistant, using us until you're ready for a full-time assistant, or whatever that balance is for your business.
Now, right now in your network, are you doing most of your work virtually, or is that the vast majority of your work virtually, or are you working with folks in the market you live in?
I do both. I do a lot of education here in Tampa, but I have clients in 3 countries and 12 states right now. So I work across 9 time zones between staff and clients. So sometimes it's on the phone. Most of the time, if we're doing anything, it's via Zoom. I have 4 main clients that we work with on a day-to-day basis. One's in Tampa, or actually 2 are in Tampa, one's in New Jersey, and one's in Chicago. So it really varies as to how we help people. Some people won't be able to work with us because they can't get over the fear of the computer. If they really want it, they will, because I can't fly out to California and help you count inventory. But you better believe that I could hire somebody to help you come do that.
That's right. So now, before we wrap, do you mind sharing a piece of actionable advice for somebody and let's talk about a sales funnel, because you have a lot of experience with that, right?
Yes.
So what's some actionable advice for somebody that's thinking in terms of maybe their first sales funnel?
Know your target audience, know what their pain points are, and know how to, not how to reach them, because we can help with that. But if you don't know your target and you don't know what their pain points are, then you're not going to sell it. It's as simple as that. And I realize that people hear this all the time, but everything comes back to knowing who you're selling to, what problem you're solving, and then the tactics of how you're going to solve that problem are usually irrelevant. It's just, you need to be able to, when people see it, in 9 seconds, they need to be able to say, yeah, that I need to talk to that person, or I need to click this button. And that is what most people are missing. That's what some of these huge digital marketers and these people that are making a crap ton of money online, that is where they spend their money. They will spend $10,000 to have copy written that will make these people say, yes, I need to click the button. Where us small business owners, we can't spend $10,000 to make that happen, but we can know exactly who the target is, and we can know exactly what they're Googling to find the solution to their problem, and we can be there. The second thing is consistency. So once you know your message and you know your target, now everywhere that you're at and everywhere you choose to be needs to be consistent. So if you're sending email marketing, it needs to be consistent. If you're doing social media, it needs to be consistent, because 96% of people that you meet, whether it's online or in person, are not going to be ready for you when you meet them. But if you put them in your system and you're consistent, you will be there when they decide they need you, or when they hit that needle that says, I'm in so much pain that I need to take care of this now. And that's the position to be in.
Now, since most of our coaches are business coaches, is LinkedIn important to them? And if so, what's some ways they can leverage that?
LinkedIn is crazy important. So you need to have an optimized profile, and your profile needs to be able to express how you help them. It should, and most business coaches will totally skip this part. They'll just go straight to the messaging and totally skip the fact that nobody cares about them, right? People don't care about you. They only care about what you can do for them right now when I'm in pain. So if you optimize your profile, talking to the people that are out there that you're targeting, this is what pain you're in. Is this what pain you're in? You need to form a yes pattern in your summary, and then you need to tell people how you're going to fix their pain. Once you have an optimized profile, then you can start messaging people conversationally. I can't tell you how many times I get a message that says, hey, thank you so much for joining my network. And then they just go on and on and on and on. It's called word vomit. And if somebody word vomits on me, they're my perfect client, because I will tell them how they can get more conversations started, not putting all of that crap out there, because nobody cares about what you do, right? They only care about what you can do for them. And if all you're doing is saying, hey, I do this and this and this and this, nobody cares. And they're going to delete you. So all of that energy is going to be wasted. Conversation is the key on LinkedIn, and consistency is the key to show that you actually care about your business.
And then some of your services are to help them do all of that in kind of an automated way, correct?
Yes, I have a LinkedIn Done For You service that we are doing a lot of right now. And it's really because most people don't have 20 hours a month to sit there and message people, but they can respond to messages that they get. And that's the sweet spot. That's what we're looking for. We are looking to start conversations for our clients.
Good stuff, Brooke. Thank you so much for sharing your story. If somebody wanted to learn more and have more substantive conversation with you or someone on your team, what's the coordinates? What's the website and the LinkedIn place to find you?
Absolutely. So pretty much anywhere you type in My Clone Solution or Brook Borup, I'm going to pop up. But for you tech-savvy people, you can type in myclonesolution.com, or you can go to LinkedIn and you can search for My Clone Solution or Brook Borup, and we'll pop right up. For you non-tech-savvy people, you can just go to Google and you can type in My Clone Solution, which is CLONE, right? Or Brook Borup, my name, which I'm sure is going to be in the show notes. And I pop up. I'm on 3 pages worth of Google with all the stuff that I do. So I'd be happy to see you.
Good stuff. Thank you again for sharing your story, Brooke.
Thank you, guys.
All right. This is Lee Cantor for Stone Payton. We will see you all next time on Coach the Coach Radio.